Dating first is preferable.
I prefer dating first.
I second that motion.
I third that motion.
For dating first.
Dating first is just kind of, it's a nicer idea. And so if you can do that, that's great.
I mean, probably dating because, I mean, that just makes more sense to me, but to be honest, that's never how it happens.
Doesn't probably usually happen that way. Like, yeah, definitely starts most things.
It doesn't usually happen that way, although it's ideal. But I mean, like, I just
like it starts like hooking up and then something comes out of that.
It always ends up being like hooking up first and then trying to date later.
It's healthier. Like the relationship's healthier if you start dating.
yes.
Yeah.
I think that's a given. Yeah. Everyone's just judgmental. Everyone's like that.
I don't really care. Like, I think that it happens a lot and it's their choice, so I don't judge people if they've hooked up a lot.
For me, if I see a girl who's hooking up with like another guy, it depends the situation too, but definitely I do have less respect depending on the situation.
No. Really. Depends on how many times they hooked up with someone else.
Like, it depends on who they hooked up with, I think. But if it's someone you already have kind of like a bad impression with, then yeah.
Unfortunately, yeah, probably. Even though I do it, yeah.
Maybe as girls we think it's like changes our view of them, but probably guys, if they hear like another guy hooked up with, or like hooked up with somebody, it's like, good job.
It does kind of play into the whole guys versus girls thing. Guys get a little bit more credit for it, so that's horrible to say, I know that, but it's kind of true. So
like, there's a double standard with boys and girls. Girls are seen as the sluts, while boys are seen as the high five, you just hooked up with a girl.
I think it's unfair, but I mean, it's kind of the way the world is.
oh, I hope to God not.
I guess people like do judge other people based on how many times they've hooked up.
I think some do, but some don't. It all depends on the person.
When you hook up with a guy, he probably like respects you less because he's already hooked up with you. He doesn't really care.
Negative.
No.
It hardly, even if you get their number, it hardly ever goes past like hooking up because I feel like they lose respect, you know?
Usually drunk when you have a hookup, you don't know who the person is.
It's a good way to meet somebody, but like it's not a good way to like start a relationship, because
I don't think that's
if it's just based like on like physical things and not on like more, then it's probably not like that good of a relationship in the first place.
I don't know if it's a good way. It happens. I have a friend right now who is starting a relationship kind of based off of hooking up. It happens. It's not probably preferable, but if it happens that way, it happens that way.
I think for me, if I like somebody, I'm not just going to hook up with them. I'm going to want to get to know the person before I kiss them and it means something.
My lips touch your lips and my hands on your...
No.
Yeah.
No. That's not what I do, and I don't know. That's just me.
It depends what you want from it. I mean, like, if you want a relationship out of it, then I say, no, that's not a good thing. But if you're just looking to hook up or have sex with someone, which is, doesn't sound very good, but let's face it, like, there are people who like things like that. I think it's okay. Like, if you have to know what you want out of it before you come in. Yeah, it may not be like a good thing to look at, like a one-night stand or whatever, but I mean, if it's up to the person, like if they don't want a relationship from it, they just kind of want to have fun, which just sounds bad, but I mean, I think it's fine as long as you know what you want out of it.
I just don't think it's morally correct, but that's my personal opinion.
But it's not good to like start out a relationship like that. It's way too much.
No good, you're up to no good. Damn, you look good and I'm drunk.
I think technically you're still a virgin after you have oral sex, but I would still consider oral sex to be the same thing as sex.
Oral sex is not the same as vaginal sex, and I do consider someone a virgin if they haven't had vaginal sex yet.
No, it's not on the same level. I would definitely still consider people who have only had oral sex to be virgins.
Licking someone's vag or penis is not sex.
I mean, I would still count someone a virgin if they've had oral sex, just because technically it's not sex until there's penetration.
Our generation, I feel like it's a way to like get like have like intimacy without like actually doing something that's like
that can like change your life.
Yeah, you know, like I feel like it's like a step before getting to that, so like you can like satisfy or like appease those feelings without like doing that. And like our generation's different than like our parents, because like my mom would like definitely say oral sex is the same as like vaginal sex, so like I don't.
Oral sex is definitely different than sex.
It's not the same thing.
It's foreplay.
And having oral sex is not, you're still considered a virgin if you've had oral sex.
That's foreplay.
Penetration, the penis in the vag is sex. That is when you're not a virgin.